Today we will continue with the endocrine system. We have already discussed about the thyroid and the pituitary gland. So today we will be discussing about the other endocrine glands. The next endocrine gland is the parathyroid gland. The parathyroid gland is situated on the thyroid gland, in fact, the posterior surface of the thyroid gland. So, you will find the parathyroid gland embedded inside the thyroid gland. The parathyroid gland secretes the hormone parot hormone. This parot hormone, it regulates the calcium and phosphorus level in our body. This means that this hormone, that is parot hormone, is very important for maintaining the level of calcium and phosphorus in our body. So the parathyroid gland is situated on the posterior surface of the thyroid gland. It secretes the hormone parot hormone, and this parot hormone regulates the calcium and phosphorus metabolism in our body. The next gland is the adrenal gland. The adrenal gland is located on the top of each kidney like a cap. So you find the adrenal gland on top of the kidneys and it appears like a cap of the kidneys. The adrenal gland has two parts, the central medulla and the outer cortex. The adrenal medulla or the central medulla, it secretes the hormone adrenaline, which is also known as the emergency hormone. Actually, it prepares our body to fight any emergency. Like, suppose when you are very angry or when you are very excited, our body produces the adrenaline hormone. Okay, so even when you are taking a ride in the roller coaster, during that time also the hormone adrenaline is secreted by the adrenal gland. So the adrenaline gland prepares our body to face any emergency. Even when you are playing football, when you are running, when you are fighting, during all these times, at the adrenal medulla secretes the adrenaline hormone, which is also known as the emergency hormone, which prepares our body to face any emergency. The adrenal cortex, or the outer part of the adrenal gland, secretes the hormone cortisol. The cortisol, it regulates the level of carbohydrate, protein, fats, and minerals in our body. Hypo, that is less secretion of cortisol, results in a disease known as Addison's disease. And hypersecretion of the cortisol results in a disease known as Cushing's syndrome. In Addison's disease, a person faces loss of energy. There will be skin pigmentation, loss of weight, low blood sugar. Then in Cushing syndrome, the person faces obesity, the bones become very weak, and hyperglycemia. That means the blood sugar level in the body also increases. So, the hormone secreted by the adrenal cortex is known as cortisol. It regulates the metabolism of carbohydrate, protein, fat, and minerals in our body. Hyposecretion leads to Addison's disease, and hypersecretion leads to Cushing's syndrome. The next gland is the pancreas. Now, one very important or special characteristic of the pancreas gland is it behaves both as endocrine as well as exocrine gland. So pancreas is the only gland which is both exocrine as well as endocrine. The part of the pancreas which functions as the endocrine gland is known as islets of Langerhans. So, the part of the pancreas which functions as the endocrine gland is called islets of Langerhans. The islets of Langerhans secretes a very important hormone known as insulin, which regulates the glucose level in our body. Hypo, that means less secretion of insulin, results in a very common disease known as diabetes. The full form of diabetes is diabetes mellitus, in which the blood sugar level in our body increases. That means less secretion of insulin, more sugar in our or more glucose in our body. Hyper or more secretion of insulin results in hypoglycemia. In this case, the body secretes more insulin. That means there is less glucose or sugar in our body. And this condition is known as hypoglycemia. So, pancreas is the only gland which functions as both endocrine as well as exocrine. The islets of Langerhans function as the endocrine gland. It secretes the hormone insulin. Hyposecretion leads to diabetes mellitus, and hypersecretion leads to hypoglycemia. The next gland is known as the gonads. We have already discussed about gonads in the reproductive system. The male gonad is known as the testis, and the female gonad is known as the ovaries. They are part of the reproductive system. The testis secretes the hormone testosterone. This testosterone regulates the development of reproductive organs and the sexual characters such as deepening of voice, growth of facial and body hair. The ovaries secrete the female hormones, that is estrogen and progesterone. The estrogen and progesterone regulate the development of reproductive organs and sexual characteristics such as high pitched voice, enlargement of breast, etc. So, we have discussed about the different types of or the different endocrine glands in our body, that is the pituitary gland, the thyroid gland, the parathyroid gland, the adrenal gland, the pancreas, and the gonads. The endocrine glands secretes hormones. These hormones regulate various metabolic activities in our body. This table compiles the names of the different glands, their location, the hormones secreted, function, the effects of hypo and hypersecretion of the various endocrine glands discussed today. Thank you.